Welcome to the Rehabilitation Services Administration Technical Assistance and Demonstration Projects virtual series, Results and Reflections. In this series of webinars, RSA-funded technical assistance centers and demonstration projects will feature the results of their projects, reflect on lessons learned, and share ideas for the future. In this kickoff program, Mark Schultz, Commissioner of the Rehabilitation Services Administration, and John Connelly, Director of Research and Grants at the Council of State Administrators of Vocational Rehabilitation, will welcome viewers and introduce the technical assistance centers and demonstration project grantees featured in this series. We begin with Commissioner Schultz.
Hello, I'm Mark Schultz, Commissioner of the Rehabilitation Services Administration. As you are well aware, these are very unusual times. While WIOA has continued to challenge us all to rethink how we support individuals with disabilities through vocational rehabilitation services, we're being especially challenged to be creative and innovative due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The role of our technical assistance and demonstration projects becomes even more important as the lessons learned from demonstration projects, the compilation of successful strategies, practices, and models of service delivery from our TA centers, and those innovative ways that didn't work, position VR programs to ensure the necessary services continue to evolve to address the issues of today and tomorrow. As Commissioner of RSA, but also as a former VR director and a past recipient and participant in TA and demonstration project grants, I'm excited to have the opportunity, along with CSAVR, to kick off this virtual series of presentations to highlight the results and outcomes of the RSA-funded Technical Assistance Centers and Demonstration Projects. We will be rolling this series out throughout the month of July, so keep a lookout for these presentations. These will all be posted on the NCRTM site, ncrtm.ed.gov. I would like to give a special thanks to the following for the work they put into organizing and executing this virtual conference. Kristen Reinhardt of RSA, who worked tirelessly with the NCRTM to organize this event, Sherry Takamoto and Stuart Kelsey for pulling this all together, which took an inordinate amount of time, and CSAVR for their ongoing involvement in our TA center work. As a former director of a VR program, I know how important the technical assistance I received was in leading to improvements in the services we provided, which in turn led to successful outcomes for the individuals we served. That's why we at RSA hold our grants to high expectations. Your work is vitally important to the improvement of VR services and the expectation of quality employment outcomes for individuals with disabilities. To that purpose, staff collaborated across both divisions in RSA and, as appropriate, with the Office of Special Education Programs, the Office of Career Technical and Adult Education, various offices at the Departments of Labor and Health and Human Services, the Social Security Administration, CSAVR, NCSAB, and others to make sure that these technical assistance and demonstration projects meet the needs of the VR agencies. Our TA centers have provided a significant amount of technical assistance to the state VR agencies on a wide variety of topics. Without stealing their thunder, I want to give you a taste of the topics their work covered and what's to come in their presentations. The Workforce Innovation Technical Assistance Center has been instrumental in their support of the implementation of services related to requirements of Section 511 of WIOA, which is the sub-minimum wage employment, as well as competitive integrated employment, including support employment and customized employment, and the integration of VR into the workforce development system. The Vocational Rehabilitation Technical Assistance Center for Targeted Communities is where training and technical assistance of staff, state VR agencies, CRPs, and community-based organizations in aspects of financial literacy, empowerment, poverty awareness, such as the Bridges Out of Poverty, and the intersection of disability and poverty will lead to improved likelihood of success for individuals. Vocational Rehabilitation Technical Assistance Center for Youth provides much-needed technical assistance in identifying and providing VR services to youth with disabilities who are homeless in the foster care system, in the juvenile justice system, in foster care, are runaways, or are out of school but not connected with VR. Our Performance Evaluation and Quality Assurance Technical Assistance Center is where they've developed interagency collaboration networks and work teams committed to the improvement of quality assurance systems of the state VR agencies and supported the annual National PEQA Summit and Conference, which I might say is one of my favorite. The National Technical Assistance Center on Improving Transition to Post-Secondary Education and Employment for Students with Disabilities, or NTAC, is unique in that it is jointly funded by RSA and OSEP. NTAC has supported states as they implement the transition requirements identified in the IDEA and those identified in WIOA, as well as components of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act and Carl D. Perkins Act. The American Indian Vocational Rehabilitation Training and Technical Assistance Center is where they are providing TA on promising practices for providing AVRS services and implementing professional development practice leading to quality employment services. And last, our Technical Assistance Center for Independent Living Services for older individuals who are blind are developing best practices for serving older individuals who are blind and the implementation of direct services, assessment, intake and referral, and community outreach. RSA's demonstration projects include both the projects funded by the Demonstration and Training Program and the Disability Innovation Fund demonstration projects. These projects have provided information and insights for the state VR agencies. These include the Career Pathways for Individuals with Disabilities demonstration projects, where new initiatives have resulted in hands-on career exploration and work-based learning academies in diverse fields, from STEM to health professions to advanced manufacturing, and new pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs, customized employment, and workforce upskilling opportunities involving labor unions and employers. Our demonstration project for automated personalization computing is really innovative, talking about the future being realized in the automated personalization software. It's called Morphic, and this was recently released and is being modified and improved continually. And the transition work-based learning model demonstration projects are exciting projects. These include 5 funded models, such as a career-relevant focus in the attainment of competitive integrated employment and post-secondary education for students with disabilities, with the goal of increasing economic self-sufficiency, work-based learning experiences, and competitive integrated employment for students with disabilities. There's a lot of information to be shared, and I hope you enjoy this series of presentations. Many of the presentations provide links to other presentations and resources for those of you who want to delve further into a topic that is mentioned. We intend this to be a resource for you that you can share with others and that you can come back to time and time again. RSA appreciates all the work that our technical assistants, demonstration projects, and partners have done to support the work of the VR agencies and improving VR services and quality employment outcomes for individuals with disabilities. We are pleased to showcase that work in a new way. I hope you will find the presentations enjoyable, helpful, and informative. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Schultz. And now, John Connolly, Director of Research and Grants at the Council of State Administrators of Vocational Rehabilitation.
The stated purpose of the TA centers funded by RSA was to make available the TA that VR agencies would need to improve services to individuals in order that they may maximize their employment, independence, and integration into the community in the competitive labor market. You have achieved this purpose and much more. Also, the demonstration projects have tested and identified new ways for VR agencies to better serve their customers. As the collective voice for the chief administrators of state VR agencies, CSAVR wishes to thank you for all the support, advice, materials, and products that you have provided to the state VR agencies and their partners. When your centers and projects were funded, a new law, WIOA, went into effect. It contained a host of new requirements and impacted who VR serves, when they are served, how they are served, and how success is to be measured. There were new partnership requirements, as well as new terms and services, such as pre-employment transition services, customized employment, and Section 511. This was new to all of us, as well as our federal partners. Congress gave us no time to figure it out because the VR portions went into effect when the law passed. So they relied on our collective ability to make it work, which we have. That success is due in large part to your work and also your willingness to work collaboratively across TACs and projects and to listen to one another in what the VR agencies were saying they needed. Over the course of your work, many travel hours have been logged, much time has been spent developing and responding to reports, endless questions have been patiently answered, new forms like ITAs developed, new curriculums created, new partnerships forged, new business models developed from scratch and successfully demoed, and above all, you work together to provide the VR agencies, their partners, and their providers the answers, tools, and knowledge they needed to implement WIOA. Project E3 has worked successfully with VR agencies to help them test and perfect strategies to form relationships with unserved communities that other agencies can use moving forward. YTAC, NTAC, and the WinTAC PREETS team have developed a plethora of products to assist agencies to work with schools and others to better serve students and youth. The OIBT TAC has helped agencies to improve their IL services to older individuals who are blind. The JDVR TAC led the way, and even though it ended early, helped mold the TA model and continues as part of WinTAC to provide strategies and supports concerning business engagement. Pequea developed a new curriculum to train cohorts of agency staff to do the high-quality evaluation and QA that agencies need to ensure they engage in continuous program improvement. Finally, there is the WinTAC, which had a very broad charge and has done so much to assist agencies to successfully implement new WIOA provisions such as 511 and PREETS, understand new terms such as CIE, and introduce new efficiencies such as SARA. The agencies awarded the Career Pathways demos came together to develop, experiment with, and identify new practices using career pathways to assist consumers at the end of the day to not just get a job and get one with a pathway providing the opportunity to get high-demand, high-end jobs with a future. The transition work-based learning model demonstrations have identified and demonstrated evidence-based practices in providing work-based learning experiences in integrated settings in collaboration with state educational agencies, local education agencies, and other key partners to improve post-school outcomes for students with disabilities. These are especially important findings as Congress continues to ask the VR program to do more for youth and students with disabilities. For CSAVR, it has been a pleasure to work with so many talented and committed individuals. We have enjoyed the various roles we have played, including sharing materials and information, providing input into surveys and products, serving on advisory boards, and even serving in a TA role. We hope we have these opportunities and more as we look to the future in this next 100 years of the public VR program. I wish to again thank all of you for your work and dedication. The agencies could not have done it without you. I need to thank the NCRTM, who has also assisted in getting your products out to the agencies, and most importantly, will ensure that the work is archived and will not be lost. Thanks to the RSA staff who served as liaisons to the TACs and projects. Finally, I need to thank our members who realize the importance and value of working with you. Let me close with a reference to CSAVR's Vision 2020 overarching statement, which is, VR is driven by a commitment to people with disabilities and businesses at the intersection of ability and the demand for talent. Again, thank you for all your hard work and for your commitment.
Thank you for viewing this welcome and introductory program kicking off the Rehabilitation Services Administration Technical Assistance and Demonstration Project series of webinars highlighting the results of RSA-funded technical assistance centers and demonstration projects. This week, we will begin with the Workforce Innovation and Technical Assistance Center presentation. Each Thursday, we will release new presentations, which will be approximately 1/2 hour each in length. We invite you to review the schedule and access links to each project via the series webpage provided in this slide. Each Thursday, we will share links to more webinars and a link to enable you to access the presentations and supporting materials, including program transcripts and handouts. Thank you.